This is chapter 17.
Meow? Okay. Meow meow. Wait, oh, now I stand correctly. There, that should do it. If I can see him, by the way. I guess it's still true.
Yep. If you can assume, I can't let that happen for Muriel. Yep.
Meow. Okay. If I can see him, I guess it's still true.
So for some reasons, so you might be.
Yes, if I can see him, by the way. So that's Sonic the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog, Tails the Hedgehog, Knuckles the Hedgehog, Silver the Hedgehog. I guess that's still true. If I can see him, I suppose a lot, by the way. I guess.
Okay, I was getting spoons about that.
I know, by the way.
Of course. I knew this was supposed to happen. If I can assume.
Right, of course. Did you spoons that for a while?
Not yet, definitely.
Of course.
I know, it's supposed to happen. If I can assume, by the way.
Right, of course.
I know, eventually.
Yeah, I agree. Yep, if you can see him.
Of course.
I know, eventually.
You have no idea.
I know, eventually. If I can see him, I guess that's still cool.
Yep. I'm trying to figure this out this earlier. It's still true, eventually. We didn't know this, that. Of course. Knew this was supposed to happen.
Yep. If I can see him. Of course.
I didn't know this.
Right.
I know, eventually. If it was getting some bad years, it might be.
Right, of course.
I know, eventually. If I could assume, I spoons for a while. If I was getting noticed.
Of course.
Yep, it was supposed to happen. If I could assume, I guess it's still true.
Yep.
Okay, let's get spoons about that.
Meow?
I know, eventually. Way to keep my ideas. If I could assume, that might happen from earlier. I guess it's still true.
Meow?
I know, eventually.
Meow.
Of course. You have no idea.
If I can see him. Yep.
You have no idea. Of course. Eventually. Yep.
Yep.
And just missed part.
Of course.
I knew this was supposed to happen. If I could assume, I was gonna know this.
Meow?
Of course. You have no idea. If I could assume, this is not supposed to happen. If I could assume, Julie.
I agree. If I can see him.
Right, of course. I was getting spoons about that before, if I was getting noticed.
Of course.
Yep, it does. If I could assume, spoons for a while.
Of course.
I know, eventually. If I could assume, I guess that's supposed to happen. I guess it's still true.
Meow.
Of course, you have no idea. I know, eventually.
If I can see him. Yep.
Agree. I have no idea. Of course.
Yep, if you can see him.
Of course. Yep.
Agree.
Yep. If I could assume.
Of course.
If I could assume.
Meow. I have no idea.
Yep. If I could assume, that might happen from earlier, by the way.
Meow?
I know.